From time to time in my life, I have been stumped by the question, what kind of car do you drive? Now, this is not related to aging or memory loss. This is a problem I've had all of my life. And I think the root cause is I'm just not interested in cars. And so they all seem the same to me. And I've never been interested in car racing either. In the one NASCAR race I watched once, I decided it was loud, monotonous, polluting, and a little bit Confederate flaggy. So it came as a bit of a surprise one evening when I was scrolling through Netflix options that I watched a trailer for a series called Formula One Drive to Survive. And after the trailer, I launched the first episode, followed by the second. By the time I was watching the third, fourth, and fifth episodes, I was up several hours past when I'm usually in bed. And I was usually in bed, and the next day and the following weeks, I ended up binge watching 5 episodes of a show about cars and car racing. And I was on fire for Formula One. And I read everything about it that I could get my hands on, and within a short time I could tell anyone, and believe me, I was telling anyone, about the aerodynamic design of the cars, about the importance of choosing the right time to take a pit stop, and what kind of tires work best on which track conditions. I could name and rank the 10 Formula One teams, as well as the 20 young racers who were all, by the way, male model gorgeous, which could not have happened organically, but I didn't care. I had a favorite racer, Sergio Perez of Mexico, and when I was talking about him to my increasingly wary friends and family, I referred to him simply as my guy. And I detested the up-and-coming Max Verstappen, who was so arrogant and cocky, I decided he looked like a 5'11" penis in a racing suit. In drama, there was plenty to go around. In fact, the way those racers treated each other, it made the Real Housewives of New Jersey look like a Bible study group. And I could not get enough. And early one morning, 4 a.m., I was watching a race streaming from Bahrain. And my husband got up to get some water, and as he passed by, I shouted at him that my guy had moved up from position 9 to position 3 through his masterful use of the drag reduction system. And after a moment of silence, my husband said, "Who are you?" But then the day came when I read a headline that said that Formula One's partnering with Netflix had created hundreds of thousands of Formula One fans, and suddenly I thought I might know what a fish feels like when it bites down on a hook. Because somehow I had thought I was unique, but I was anything but. In fact, I decided I was probably a key demographic of the target market, a woman of a certain age with too much time on her hands and not enough going on in the marital boudoir. And I decided it was time to unring the Formula One bell. Now, to save face, I told myself and others that I had finally realized that Formula One was just NASCAR minus the fuck Joe Biden chance. And I said that a good investigative reporter would be able to find proof that qualified young racers were being turned down by Formula One because their eyes were too close together or they had a double chin, although neither one of those things is holding J.D. Vance back at all. And I was finding it harder to leave Formula One behind than I thought it would be. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was great to finally be able to have a conversation with someone without seeing their eyes roll up into their head. And with the time I gained back from letting go of that obsession, I was able to watch new and different junk on Netflix. And finally, eventually, gradually, I got back to being the person that I had been, someone who didn't know or care anything about cars or car racing. So finally, for me, Formula One, like that size 8 dress hanging in my closet, had been outgrown. Thank you.
Let's hear it again for Annie.